Hello everyone, I'm Kamalji and welcome to the series of life processes. It's a part 3 and in the last video we covered introduction and then autotrophic nutrition in plants. And now in this video, part 3, we'll be discussing heterotrophic nutrition and its various modes, and we'll be also discussing the heterotrophic nutrition in unicellular organisms, that is amoeba. So let's start. Heterotrophic nutrition. This type of nutrition, organisms obtain food from the other organisms. It means that they cannot make their own food like plants. Now, so obviously, there will be all animals and non-green plants. All animals, non-green plants, and even non-green microorganisms. Fungi. Non-green plants are fungi. And non-green microorganisms include amoeba, paramecium, and even some plants which are you can say insectivorous, like pitcher plant, Venus flytrap. They cannot make their own food, so they are heterotrophic in nutrition. It means they obtain food from, you can say, catching the insects, and that's why they are known as insectivorous plants. So next is, as we all know, all organisms need food in only one common form, that is glucose. So, but every organism cannot obtain the food directly in the form of glucose. So they need to digest. So according to that, we have different modes of heterotrophic nutrition, and they are three types. One is parasitic mode of nutrition. Parasitic mode means in which the organisms obtain food from the living organisms. Obtain food from the other living organisms. Other living organisms, right? And we'll be discussing it in detail. And next is saprophytic mode of nutrition. Saprophytic means in which the organisms obtain food from the dead and decaying organisms. Dead and decaying organisms. And next comes the Holozoic form of nutrition. It's very interesting to note. Holozoic means obtaining food, means intake of solid food. Intake of solid food and then digesting it in the simplest form, that is glucose. Now, how to remember this Holozoic? Like we human beings are holozoic. We have a holozoic type of nutrition. Means we are not parasitic. We don't obtain food from the other living organisms. It means not from their body directly. Neither we are saprophytic. We don't obtain food from the dead and decaying organisms. So what is the other mode of having nutrition? Means intaking or eating the solid food. Maybe carbohydrate, maybe protein, etc. So next, then we will be discussing all these modes of nutrition one by one in detail, right? Now coming to parasitic mode of heterotrophic nutrition. Now what are parasites? Parasites are those organisms that obtain food directly from the other living organisms. And they obtain food from their body, and it may be in the form of digested food or in the form of semi-digested food. Now the organism from which the food is being taken, they are known as the host. They are known as the host. Clear? And the organism which obtain food, they are known as the parasites. They are known as the parasites. Clear? So for if not, depending upon whether the parasite live inside the host body or outside the host body. So if they live inside the host body, we call such parasites are endoparasites. And the organisms or the parasites which live outside the host body, they are known as ectoparasites. Now endoparasites, for example, Ascaris. Ascaris is a roundworm which lives inside the intestine of human being. And similarly, tapeworm. Tapeworm also lives inside the the small intestine of the human body. And one thing is what I would like to make it clear, that these parasites, when they obtain food, they draw the nutrients from the host body and they are very harmful for the host body. They make the host weak, so they deprive all the host from their nutrients. For example, when we say the person is having the worms in the intestine, so what do? We give the medicines for deworming the patient. It means such type of parasites are harmful for the body and they need not to be present inside the body because they harm the host. Now ectoparasites. For example, lice. Lice in Hindi we call it as Jew. It is present outside the host body, that is on the scalp and in between the hair, and they suck the blood, that is they are ectoparasites. And another plant parasite called cuscuta. It is cuscuta. In Hindi we call it as Amoeba. It is a non-green, you can say it is a non-green plant. It's a climber rather. So there are structures called haustoria. Haustoria. These are the extra terms. Haustoria means the small finger-like structures. With the help of haustoria, they penetrate into the stems of other plants and they draw nutrition from them. And that is why this is known as Amoeba. Right? And now next is Cuscuta is a plant parasite. So with this we come to the end of parasitic mode of nutrition, and the next mode of nutrition which we will be discussing is the saprophytic mode of nutrition. Now saprophytic mode of nutrition, we also call it as lysotrophic mode of nutrition, or it is also known as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Chemo stands for chemical and hetero, as you know, obtaining food from the other organisms. Now, example for saprophytic mode of nutrition are fungi and soil bacteria. Not only soil bacteria, any other kind of bacteria which settles down on the food or soil or anything which is present above the earth, above the soil, you can say land, so they decompose them. So that is why fungi and bacteria, they are also known as they are decomposers. So they carry out a process called decomposition, and hence they are also known as the cleansers of the earth. Now coming to this fungi and soil bacteria. Now what do fungi have? They are the non-green plants. They have a small thread-like structures called rhizoids. They are small thread-like structures. And with the help of these structures, what do? They penetrate these rhizoids into the substratum. Substratum is the dead and decaying food. As I told you, what is saprophytic mode of nutrition? In which the organisms like fungi and bacteria obtain food from the dead and decaying food or any decaying organic material. So, for example, if it is a bread or any fruit, decaying food, what do these fungi will do? They will penetrate their rhizoids, that is the small thread-like structure. Just like plants have roots, these fungi have rhizoids. So when they penetrate, what do they do over there? They release enzymes. That is the chemicals. And these enzymes, they digest the food outside the cells of the fungus, outside the cells of the body of the fungus. So that is why it is also known as extracellular digestion. So outside the body, the food is digested into the simple and absorbable form, and then with the help of hyphae, they are the another structures, again thread-like structures, which help in absorption of the digested food. So how do fungi obtain food? With the help of these rhizoids, they release the enzymes. Extracellular digestion is there, and the complete digested food is absorbed by the hyphae. So this is how every dead and decaying matter, maybe the dead body of the plant or animal or fruit or anything which is organic in nature, maybe the skin, maybe the leather, so it is decomposed by the fungi and even the bacteria. So that is why we call these bacteria and fungi the decomposers. They carry out decomposition. If these bacteria and fungi wouldn't have been present on this earth, the earth would have been filled with the filth, dead bodies and everything. So you can say, rightly we can say, bacteria and fungi are the real cleansers of the earth. They are the decomposers. And the next mode of nutrition is Holozoic nutrition. Now in Holozoic type of nutrition, as we told, the organism takes the solid food inside the body, and then when complex food is taken in, then it is broken down into simpler forms, that is digested food, simpler and absorbable form. But it has got various steps. First is ingestion. Ingestion is intake of food, intake of complex food, or in the form of course, solid food, liquid food. Intake is there. Now after that, the food undergoes through alimentary canal. It is digested with the help of chemicals called enzymes. There are various biochemical reactions going on inside the cells. Remember when we were discussing the molecular movement inside the cells. So when molecules move with the help of, you can say, when biochemical reactions takes place with the help of enzyme, why? To break down the complex food into simpler forms. So this movement of the molecules creates life, because that only releases energy. And after the digestion, when the food is completely digested, then this food is to be distributed to all the cells. Distributed to all the cells of the body, and this process is known as assimilation, because body works at the cellular level, and each and every cell must receive this digested food. Clear? Now after that, once the food is reached to the cells from the alimentary canal, the undigested food, it has to be thrown out of the body. So what is egestion? Egestion is elimination. Elimination means elimination. Elimination means throwing out of the waste food, throwing out of the undigested food. Undigested food, which is nothing but it is the waste, out of the body. Out of the body. So this step is known as egestion. So in Holozoic nutrition, we have got these 4 steps, and next we are going to do this Holozoic type of nutrition in animals. So first we will be taking up this Holozoic nutrition in microorganism, that is unicellular organism, that is in amoeba, and then we will be doing it Holozoic nutrition in man. Is it clear? So let's start with Holozoic nutrition in amoeba. Now Holozoic nutrition in unicellular organisms like amoeba. So as I told you, there are 4 steps in Holozoic nutrition, and we will be observing one by one in unicellular organism. That is, all the steps, all the various steps are carried out by this little creature, that is amoeba. So first is ingestion. Now as you know, amoeba, it doesn't have any got a specific shape, so it keeps on changing its shape, and when the food is around, it encircles, it takes out the pseudopodia and engulfs the food. Engulf means it encircles the food, and this step is known as ingestion. So what will happen when it will engulf the food? These 2 pseudopodia, they will come closer. I'll show it over here. They will come closer like this, and slowly this ball will be dissolved, and it will be taken inside as a food vacuole. So this is the ingestion, that is intake of the solid food. Now this food particle now becomes the food vacuole over here. So these 2 steps shows the ingestion. Now next what happens? Next step is the digestion. Now this amoeba, it is unicellular organism, and it contains the powerful, you can say, small cell organelles called lysosomes. which contain the powerful digestive enzymes. They contain powerful digestive enzymes. Now see, they are releasing these enzymes into this food vacuole and they will digest it. And after that we see the food inside the food vacuole is now digested. So this part was the digestion, that is a second step of this Holozoic nutrition. Now here what happens, once the food is digested, what next step? It has to be distributed. Since it is only the single cellular organism, it has to be distributed in the entire cytoplasm. So from here the food will be diffused out and it will be distributed in the cytoplasm and it will be going into the mitochondria for the breakdown. So this step is known as assimilation, that is distribution of the food to the various sites wherever it is required to be broken down. Now next step is, once the food enters, the undigested food present in the food vacuole, earlier it was here, the undigested food remains. So slowly and slowly this food vacuole containing the undigested food, that is a waste material, it reaches near the general surface, that is near the cell membrane, and slowly cell membrane ruptures, dissolves, and this undigested food is thrown out of the cell. So this step is known as egestion. So have you seen, even at the cellular level, this Holozoic nutrition is possible. And now in multicellular organisms, the system is complex. So the multicellular organisms, they have very well developed digestive system. And as an example, in the next video, we will be discussing the Holozoic nutrition in man. So keep watching and wait for the next video. Thank you.